Welcome back to another speaking tip. If you're following these in order, I just did a couple tips on the correlation between your purpose and your message. And I did another video just on your purpose in your life. And for me, these two concepts of life and speaking parallel each other. And when I really feel like I'm on as a speaker, I've had the same feeling, and I think the same components are aligned when I feel like I'm really living and I'm really on in life. So I want to share with you some of the things I've learned and some of the things I really focus on when I'm putting a message together, tying into my connection to that message, my connection to the audience, and what I want the audience to get out of it. I'm going to do a quick little PowerPoint and share my screen with you here. Now, in the last living tip I gave, which was last week, I said there was a formula for living, which is taking your energy, and this is your life energy. I talk about this. We're not computers. We are animated, alive, living beings, and we can generate energy, and we can decide to put energy into activities, and that energy we put into life is the forward motion we get. You take your energy and you put it into your purposes in life, and you feel like you're living. And I went over the fact that you can be existing and you can be living. Now, the same thing's true on stage, except I don't think you don't feel like you're existing on stage. I think you're either living or dying is what it comes up, but you can't give a speech and you just feel like you're just up there going through the material, trying to remember what you wrote, trying to make sure that you have rehearsed it properly and that all your attention's in your head. And I'm trying to get these words out of my head that I wrote. And that's a little bit of like existing in a speech. And of course, we can have the terror of being up there and feel like we're dying. But if you want to feel alive when you're speaking, when you're speaking, this is what I discovered was a formula for speaking. And I went over this earlier. I've taught this for years. And this is where my speaking came together. My speeches usually started with the mechanics of speaking, the opening, the body, the conclusion. How was I putting this together? What was the story I was telling? I got very much into the mechanics of it. But really, senior to the mechanics, and what has to be in place before you can do the mechanics, is the message of the speech, because the message determines the mechanics. You can't write a speech without knowing what the message is. It's like planning a vacation and not knowing where you're going. You can't do it. So as you're writing, you're putting your mechanics there, you have to know what the message is, because the entire construction of those mechanics are to deliver that message. Now, what's senior to the message? And this is where I got hung up a lot. I would have a message and mechanics, but I didn't have the other activity I called our life force. This is our life energy. This is our passion, our interest, our desire, our intention to communicate, our belief in the message. This is what brings us alive. And when I had these three, it came together where I had my life energy into my message and I had the mechanics worked out. When I gave my speech, it was an alive speech that I was giving because I knew how to give the speech. I knew what my message was, and I knew that I believed in it. Okay, now there's a total correlation in this between living and speaking. We start off with our energy in life. We start off with our life force and energy in our speaking. That goes into our purposes or our message, and our message should be our purpose of our speech. And in living, as I explained, we start to feel alive. In speaking, we have mechanics we have to put in there. But the truth of the matter is, in life, we have mechanics we have to put in there too. Let's just say that you have the purpose of becoming a guitar player. You want to learn how to play the guitar. So you have the purpose of wanting to play the guitar. Now you have to put your energy into playing the guitar. And with that are the mechanics of, do I take a lesson? Do I buy video programming? Do I buy a guitar? When do I do it? I sit down. Where do I practice? How many picks do I need? There's all the mechanics you have to put in so that you can start to now channel that energy into that purpose and start to feel alive. The same thing's true with your speech. You have a message you want to deliver. You have to put the mechanics there. You have to put your energy into it. And there's also the mechanics of how often do we rehearse it? What type of feedback do I get? All those mechanics that we have to put in. But here's the main message for today. is that what we miss in life so much is the fact that we have life energy in us. And, you know, you go to school, nobody ever tells you to give me some life energy, show me your life energy. Most of the time we grow up and we're socialized from the time we're children. Nobody's saying, what are you really interested in? What's your purpose in life? No, what we're being taught is what our parents' purpose for us is, or the school's agenda for us is. When you go to work for somebody, you're putting, typically in most jobs, you're putting your energy into that company's purpose, not into your purpose. And that's why a lot of people, when they go, let's say go to work, aren't happy at work because they're not fulfilling their purpose. That was a huge issue for me. And I had to align my work activity with my purposes in life so that I could feel I was alive. Same thing's true with my speaking. I had to align my messages along with my purposes in life and my energy in life so that I could be successful with speaking and feel like I was really excited to get on that stage. And I know the same thing's going to be true for you. I hope these little mechanics I'm working out with you make sense. If not, send me some emails, ask for some feedback. I love the feedback I'm getting from people. And I'm going to do some more dives on how to find your purpose and the steps I took to really identify my purposes in life so that I could focus on that. Those are your tips for today. Go out and make it a better world.